My name is John Howard, and I am a 61-year-old sales and marketing consultant. About a month ago, I came up with a total solution to the economic downturn. Now, I admit that it sounds unbelievable, but it's true. When the idea came to me, I very quickly tried to dismiss it, saying, "This is too simple." But once in my mind, I couldn't get it out. Like a song that keeps playing over and over in your head. So I ran it by friends and customers alike, just to get their input. And many of them said the same thing. It's too simple. But when I asked them to please punch a hole in it, no one could. After a couple of days, I realized that this plan was foolproof. I had to get it to someone who could do something with it. I sent it to my local representative, who after reading it over said, "You've got to get this to our congressman. He's well connected, and he can get it in front of someone who can figure out just how to approach it." In addition, I sent it to my senators and several other prominent people in government. A couple of weeks later, guess what? Nothing. Now, yesterday, I heard that the bailout package is ready for passage and will cure all of our economic miseries. Get all excited. You're going to get an extra $13 a week in your paycheck. Also, a one-time payout of $400. Wow! Why did they do that? Because they know that the basic problem with the economy right now is the fact that no one wants to spend any money. Now, if I got an extra $400 today, I don't think I would be running out to buy a flat-screen TV or something like that because the economy is just too shaky. That is the whole problem in a nutshell. People in general are not spending money the way they used to. And if you could find a way to get them to loosen up their wallets, the economic problem would be solved. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to brag, but I have been working in marketing now for over 30 years. And you can trust me when I tell you that I have a clue as to how to motivate people to take out their wallet and spend money. Let's face it, if I hand you $400 and tell you to go buy yourself something nice, in the past, you probably would. But not now. You'll either pay a bill or stuff it deep in your pocket and hold on to it just in case things get even worse. That's the whole problem with the government's plan. But if I said to you, if you go out and buy yourself something nice before December 31st of this year, just show me your receipt, and I'll give you back half of whatever you spent on it. In other words, you buy a $400 item, show me the receipt, and I'll give you a check for $200. Now there is motivation. You get absolutely nothing unless you show me what you bought. This is, in essence, my plan. Or let's call it the people's plan. This plan is foolproof, and if it were executed properly, would instantly end the recession that we are now in. Now, I know there are some logistics involved, but believe me, we have the technology to get her done. And here's how to do it. First, the government announces a nationwide 50% off sale. That's 50% off any non-essential item purchased, not gas, food, rent, or utilities. They put a termination date on this sale. say December 31st of this year. Then they put a limit of $15,000 in purchases, instructing everyone to save their receipts because they need to be able to prove their purchases when they file their tax returns for 2009. The government then guarantees to return up to $7,500 back in the form of a tax-free rebate to be included with their return checks. Why $7,500? Because if everyone spent $15,000, then $7,500 would come to around $525 billion, give or take $50 billion. This program would never cost $525 billion because, well, let's face it, many families can't afford to spend more than a couple of $100s. But the key here is that this plan would include all of the people. Everyone would be eligible to participate and buy that $1,000 flat screen TV that they've always wanted, knowing that they are really only paying half for it. By running it for an extended period of time, you would allow folks time to save up for that special something that they would like to get. Here's something interesting. Some people would actually spend more than $15,000. Some people would buy $20,000 cars, $200,000 homes. In every case, they would get $7,500 back. And when that happens, you, and the government wins. The government gets more than $2 in stimulus for every dollar invested because the people are forced to spend money in order to participate. Instantly, the recession is ended, and the economy is right back to where it should be. Now, here's something else interesting. Everything bought creates more tax revenues. The store that sold the flat screen TV has to pay a tax on the profit. The manufacturer also has to pay a tax. And everyone who contributed to the parts of the item has to pay taxes. How much? Well, I figure up to about 30 cents for every dollar the government invests. That would reduce the overall cost to somewhere between 300 to 350 billion. Lastly, the tax returns would constitute a continuation of available money to increase spending because by the time you get the money back, it becomes found money. This plan would save the government over $1 trillion. If you don't have any concept of how much $1 trillion is, here is a good example that I heard about a month ago. If you were born on the same day that Jesus Christ was born, and you were an immortal, and you decided that you wanted to spend $1 million every single day, at the end of yesterday, you would still have money left. Now, if someone can find a hole in this plan, I sure can't see it. This is why I decided to bring it to the people and why I call it the People's Plan. I think it makes common sense. If you don't agree, please tell me where, why, and how this plan won't work. If you agree that this plan will work, then please tell your friends or direct them to this video. Call your representatives, congressmen, and senators. Tell them about it. Let's get this economy fixed once and for all. Please send any comments by email to commonsense@verizon.net. That's COMMONCENTS commonsense at verizon.net. Thank you for listening.